All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Bowl TV for the final day of the 2016 QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup here in Shanghai. We are at Howe's Bowling in the downtown Luan Sports Complex for the last time here in 2016. We have whittled the field down, and now we have just the top 8 men and top 8 women remaining here in contention for this year's World Cup titles. We started the week with 81 men and 63 women representing 84 different countries here at this prestigious event. This tradition dates back to 1965. So a lot of history. The 52nd annual Bowling World Cup coming to a conclusion later today in a very special arena finals. Right now, we are joined on our featured pairs by the top 2 seeds in each division. On our left lane, the leader for the men, Chinese representative Wang Hongbo. He's looking to become the first player since 1981 to win the World Cup on his home turf. And he's doing a great job of holding off the rest of the field here. But now we've got 8 games of match play, bonus pins included. And not a huge gap in the standings. So we'll pull those up here in just a moment. Get you the rundown of who's who. If you want to follow along on the live scoring or check the results on your own, you can visit the QubicaAMF World Cup homepage. There's a link box, your video window. I'll take you to live score, standings, information, schedule, you name it. Appreciate everybody checking in here. 8 quick games, and then we'll get ready for the finals. We'll have the details on that here as we progress as well. So, on the men's side, again, Wang Hongbo of China leading the way, averaging 214.93 through 28 games. That includes 20 games of qualifying over 4 days, so 5 games a day. And then they cut to the top 24. And those 24 players bowled 8 more games yesterday. And 28 game pinfall totals determined the top 8 who advanced to match play here on our final day. So 89 pins behind Mr. Hongbo is Sweden's Martin Larsson. He's followed by Petteri Salonen of Finland, Sam Cooley of Australia. And then a 100-pin drop-off between 4th and 5th. So very important here, again, as all pinfall carries over, bonus pins included, the top 4 will advance to the semifinals. So 100 pins between Sam Cooley in 4th place and Christopher Sloan of Ireland in 5th. And Sloan had a nice road to the top 5 here 2 days ago. His final game of qualifying, game 20, was not going well, but he stepped up and finished strong. Threw a couple of clutch strikes late in the game and snuck into the top 24. And then worked his way up and used a big final game yesterday to push up from 9th all the way to 5th place. Now he is 100 pins out of the TV show at this point, followed closely by David Samard of Canada, Andrzej Grabadran from Slovenia, and Jan Korczak of Russia rounding out the top 8. Rafiq Ismail of Malaysia missed by 1 pin. And Team USA's Marshall Kent with a 160 in his final game yesterday, finished 11th overall. On the women's side, Singapore's Bernice Lim able to hold on to the top spot despite Danielle McEwen chipping away at the lead. And that number now is 46 pins. Bernice Lim on top, averaging 213.75. Had a rough day yesterday. McHugh in second. Lisa John of England is third. Jenny Wegner of Sweden fourth. And then 40 pins back in fifth place, Rebecca Whiting of Australia, followed by Nadine Geisler of Germany, Ileana Lomeli from Mexico, and having a terrific day yesterday. Highest 8-game block, Shaidal Hamidi of Malaysia, working her way up to 8th place, and now has a little bit more work to do today. If she can keep up that pace, you'll see her on TV later this afternoon. So again, all players will bowl 8 games of match play. So it'll be total pins plus 30 pins for a win, 15 for a tie. Top 4 will advance to the knockout style semifinals. It's a little bit different than years past here at the World Cup, where it was a top 3 step ladder. Now it will be the top 4 advancing. Number 1 and number 4 will bowl each other. Number 2 and number 3 will face off. And the 2 semifinal winners will meet to bowl for the World Cup title. And it'll be a little different setting as well. Once we're done here with our 8 games of match play, we're going to pack things up and move upstairs to the basketball arena here at the Luan Sports Complex, where we have 2 lanes specially installed right there on the court. So we'll have the semifinals and the finals on Chinese TV upstairs in the basketball arena. So a terrific setup. Looking forward to that. I'm sure the players are very excited about that unique venue. And half of the players you see today will join us up there. Again, the top 4 in each division going to advance. And right now, just getting underway, halfway through game number 1. So a lot of pinfall still out there. But a 50% chance for each player to be able to advance here. So looking forward to seeing how things shake up. We had some excitement yesterday on the men's side. And for the ladies, it was pretty much a done deal after 6 games. So we knew our top 8 had pulled away. Little drama as things wound down. And speaking of winding, as you can see, Hong Bo of China, the unique spinner release. And that typically includes using a much lighter ball, 10, 11 pounds even. And the spinner release essentially takes the lane condition a little bit out of play. Ball just goes relatively straight and relies on deflection to knock all the pins down. So this week's 42-foot oil pattern proved to be a little bit more challenging than competitors might be used to here at the World Cup. And that played to Hongbo's strength, as a lower scoring pace allowed his unique style to be a little bit more effective. And his female counterpart, Zhang Yu Hong, also advanced to the top 24 here, but fell short of making match play with the top 8. Hongbo looking to make a little bit of history again, the first player since 1981 to win on his home turf. And we will see how he can fare here on the final day. And they're saying there's a sellout crowd for the finals upstairs. If that's the case, that could mean anywhere from 1,000 to 3,000 people, depending on how full they want to make the place. And I think if they have one of their own players in the finals, the Chinese bowling fans will come out. It is a dark and gloomy rainy day here in Shanghai, so probably nothing better to do than come inside and watch a little bit of bowling and cheer on your local representative. And as you can see, all the players have received special house bowling Chinese colored jerseys for the top 8 in the TV show here. So a very nice gesture from the staff here at House Bowling. It's been a terrific week, taking good care of the bowlers. This 24-lane bowling center split into 2 sections, 12 and 12. And players have moved throughout the house. Again, you can follow them on the live scoring as they do that today. Here in our featured matches, the top 2 seeds in each division, Bernice Lim of Singapore and Danielle McEwen from the United States. Danielle perfect minus a big 4 in the 4th frame. Bernice Lim, 3 spares, 3 strikes, and she leads by 8 at the halfway point here. On the men's side, Hongbo looking to hang on to his lead. Martin Larson coming on strong here early, though, with the 3-bagger. He's going to step up, try to make it 4 in a row. To our left, we've got England's Lisa John and Sweden's Jenny Wegner. And Lisa John cruising to the first game win here. So Lisa already ahead of Jenny in the standings. As you can see there on your score monitors, there is a ticker giving you the latest standings. And those will be updated immediately after each game, so you can see who's in what place. And if I get those scores as well, I'll give you a rundown of specific numbers. So you can see who's shooting the big games and who's struggling here on this 42-foot pattern today. And Lim gets the 10 to go for the 5-bagger. McEwen, again, down 8 pins here. Both players working on strings of strikes now. McEwen will finish first, put the pressure on Lim. Martin Larson leads Hongbo by 25 after 6 frames, and McEwen gets a wiggle on the 7, but it won't go. She's going to be in some trouble here heading into the 10th frame. Must have strikes. Martin Larson still can get to 248. Hongbo 223. To our right, a low-scoring match between Sam Cooley and Petteri Salonen. But still very early. All right, to our left, 233, 170. Lisa John over Jenny Wegner. Here, Martin Larson continuing to strike. Now McEwen up in the 10th. 239, best you can get. It's the first one. Lim still can get to 268 and increase her lead. 4 will advance to the knockout bracket style semifinals. That'll be coming up today at 2 p.m. local time, so 2 a.m. Eastern. If you don't want to wait up, you can catch that in the archives on Bowl TV, hopefully. Given the internet situation in the arena, fingers crossed. With the bonus pins here, I believe Larson will go into the lead. McEwen doubles up. Lim gets the first hit though. McEwen slowed by a big 4 and a 7 pin. That will be the difference here in the opening game, but again, the goal is to make the top 4. That's it. That is number 1, get on TV. And then at that point, you've got 4 of the best players in the world in a shootout, so no clear benefit to being a higher seed. As I would say at that point, all 4 players equally capable. Only benefit to being a higher seed, obviously, is lane choice. There's only 2 lanes to choose from up there, and all the players will get 30 minutes of practice prior to the TV shows. McEwen closes out 238. Martin Larson filled the 10th here for 227. Hongbo 203. All right, so with Larson not striking in the 10th, Hongbo still clings to a very, very small lead here going into game 2. Bernie Slim 267 over Daniel McEwen 238. We'll have game 2 coming up here in just a moment. Thanks for tuning in. You're watching live coverage of the 2016 QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup here in Shanghai. right, here we are for our second game of round robin match play here at the 2016 QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup. We've got Canada's David Simard and Jan Korshak from Russia here on the men's side. And for the ladies, Mexico's Ileana Lomeli taking on Austria. All right, so we're at the halfway point now of our second match. Smart leading Korshak. Becca Whiting leading Lomeli. Front four open in the fifth. We'll have our position round on these pairs as well. The top two players will meet in game 8 right here on Bowl TV. That one left off Smart's hand, but Brooklyn for the four-bagger. Nice little Canadian contingent here in China. Nice match going on. One pair to our right. Ireland's Christopher Sloan and Slovenia's Ante Grabajan. Ante's got the front five. Sloan, spare four-bagger. Melly can't get the five to go. She was working on a double. Korshak in trouble here after 6 frames against Samard. Smart gives some back there, opened in the first, and now looking at the big four here in the sixth. All right, looking at the standings now on the men's side, Hongbo leading Martin Larson by 14 pins. Salonen is third. Good distance back. 121 back of Larson. Sam Cooley is fourth. Christopher Sloan still fifth. David Samard is sixth. Korshak seventh. And Grabajan is eighth. 136 pins out of the show. On the women's side, Bernice Lim leads Danielle McEwen. Lisa John third. Nadine Geisler is fourth. Rebecca Whiting fifth. Yenny Wegner is sixth. Shaidato Hamidi moves up to seventh place, and Lomeli is eighth. Looks like Whiting just 15 pins out of the show at this point. A little hard to see the scores on the wall from here, but you can see them there on your ticker as well. Down on the end pair, Sloan and Anze exchanging open frames in the sixth. Anze leads by 9. Appreciate everybody stopping by, finishing your day with us if you're at home in the Eastern time zone, or starting your day with us if you're out this way right now. Closing in on 10 a.m. here in Shanghai. This is our second game of 8 round-robin match play. Coming up this afternoon, exciting arena setting, semifinals and finals of this year's World Cup. Samard with a comfortable lead over Korsak here. 3 frames to go. And Rebecca Whiting leads Lamelli by 20. She cut that lead here with a double, and she does not. And looking at the wrong player. So that's good to be on top of things here bright and early. That is Rebecca Whiting up. Lamelli will step up on the left lane, looking to cut the lead with a double. Max score for Whiting, 223. And Lamelli can close it out with a 224, as she will finish first. To our left, Aideen Geisler, 245. Shaidala Hamidi, 212. Nice push for Geisler, already in 4th place. And now the miscue by Samard opens the door for Korsak, working on a strike here. He can get to 190 and put the pressure on the Canadian. Cannot get the 7 to go. Whiting and Lamelli getting a little wacky with their TV style match play here. So Whiting will finish first. She can get to 210 now. She's got the 3-6-10 to take care of first. And Lamelli can step up and end it. Anze leading Sloan after 9. Whiting finishes with 210, but doesn't appear to be enough. Melly will step up, working on 3 in a row. She can get to 224. Korshak will be in the 150s. Now he is 7th. He will drop it to 8th place based on Anze's performance. Melly leaves the 3-6. She'll need to get 1 for the 30 bonus pins. Picks it up, 2-12, 2-10 win over Becca Whiting of Australia. Korshak and Samard will finish things off here. Samard will take the 30 pins. He's 6th right now. Sloan finishes with 203, open in the 10th. Anze, the left-hander, gets 1 more hit. He'll be in the 250s plus his 30 bonus pins. So we'll have updated standings for you in just a minute. And then game 3 of match play coming right up here at the 2016 QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup. This is Matt Cannizzaro. We'll be right back. All right, our third game of match play. Moving along briskly. We've got Finland's Petteri Salonen and Ireland's Chris Sloan. And for the ladies, Sweden's Jenny Wegner and Malaysia's Shaidal Hamidi. Martin Larsson, now the leader on the men's side. Let's take a look at those standings here in just a moment. Great shot there by Shaidal, denied by the 10-pin. Martin Larsson now holds a 2-pin lead over Wang Hongbo of China. Larsson 2-0 today. Hongbo 0-2. Salonen third. About 90 back of Hongbo. And Sam Cooley of Australia is fourth. Chris Sloan about 70 behind Sam Cooley for that fourth spot. Jose Grabajan is sixth. 78 pins out of the show. David Samard seventh, and Jan Korshak is eighth. So still plenty of time, plenty of room. This is just game 3 of 8. 30 bonus pins on the line. Sam Cooley, the 4th spot right now. Sloan 74 back. Grabajan 78. Samard 113. And Korshak 177 pins out of the show. On the ladies' side, Bernice Lim 2-0, 260, 250. She's not messing around again. She extends her lead over Danielle McEwen. Bernice Lim at 65.08, plus her bonus pins at 65.68. McEwen 63.97. Lisa John close behind, 63.89. Nadine Geisler 63.18. Jenny Wegner 62.78. Rebecca Whiting 62.38. Shaidal Hamidi 62.21. And Ileana Lamelli is 8th at 61.82, but only 136 out of 4th. So the standings on the women's side are pretty tight here going into game 3. Now we have a correction on the men's scores with bonus pins now. Martin Larsson leads with 64.26. Hongbo a little bit farther back at 63.64. Salonen 63.01. Cooley 62.45. Sloan 61.71. And Grabajan close behind at 61.67. So still a lot of possibilities here in game 3. Standings updated quickly after each game, so we appreciate that from the staff here at the World Cup. All right, final frames coming up here in game 3. Salonen and Sloan. And Salonen in control here. Sloan fighting for a spot in the top 4 right now, but looks like he's having some shoe trouble. And to our right, Wegner and Hamidi. Wegner 7-10 in the 9th. Best Shidado can do here is 205. Could put the pressure on Wegner to double. Best Yanni can do is 212. Shidado strikes out here. Yanni will have to double in the 10th. Now the washout for Salonen has opened the door here for Sloan. Similar situation. Sloan can get to 209. Salonen 201 max score. So a little bit of drama here in game 3. Hamidi fails to strike on her first shot. Best she can get to is 193. Tough spare though on the 2-8. Wegner would have to mark now to lock this up. She seals it with a strike. The 9 goes late and a sigh of relief. She'll just have to keep it on the lane. Doubles up, so 212 possible for her. And here's Sloan up on lane 17, looking to end this again. See his pre-shot routine. A little hard to see on this lane, but swiping the bottom of the shoe so many times prior to setting up. Not get the 7 out. His max 189. Salonen will have to mark in the 10th. .212, 193. Wegner over Hamidi. Final frame here for the men. And a split for Salonen. A 410 disaster. If he gets one, puts him at 180. Spare here gives Sloan the victory and at 30 bonus pins. So huge swing here at the last 2 frames. Sloan spares it up. He is on the verge of the top 4. That's how many will advance to the semifinals unless Salonen can make some magic happen here. Gives it a run. Comes up short, 179. Sloan needs one pin here. Gets 8, that's plenty. 187 and 179, not a high scoring match, but back-to-back open frames. When Salonen was in control, goes Sloan's way. He looks up at the leaderboard, knowing that he is on the verge. All right, game number 4 coming up here in just a moment. So a little bit of drama there in the 10th. It's all going to get more exciting as things unfold, and we wind our way towards deciding who the top 4 will be for the semifinals. Right now you're watching the top 8 here at the 2016 World Cup round robin match play. At the end of the day, 4 will remain on each side. They'll advance to the arena setting for the knockout style semifinals. I'll have updated standings for you in just one moment as we get closer to the final cut and crowning the champions at this year's World Cup. Game 4 coming up. We'll be right back. All right, here's game number 4. I see a request in the chat room for showing the standings. The standings are showing underneath the scores at the bottom of the score monitor. So it's everybody in the top 8. Current pinfall, including bonus pins. This game we've got Anze from Slovenia against Hongbo from China. Danielle McEwen taking on Nadine Geisler of Germany. Got the updated standings, so we'll take a look here. Go with the women first. All right, leading the way, shooting .768 her first 3 games. Bernice Lim running away with this thing. Now leads Danielle McEwen by 201 pins. Bernice Lim at 68.43. Danielle McEwen at 66.42. Lisa John of England at 65.77. Just ahead of Nadine Geisler, 65.69. 49 pins back in 5th. Jenny Wegner, we saw her win just a minute ago, 65.20. 126 total pins back. Rebecca Whiting from Australia. She's 0-3 with 3 200 games today, which 200 was a great score this week on this 42-foot oil pattern. Seventh place, Shaidat Al-Hamidi. She's 155 pins out of the number. And Ileana Lomeli is at 63.62. 207 pins out of 4th. Falling a little bit behind here with 5 games to go. On the men's side, Martin Larson having a great day, 680 for his first 3, 3-0, and he leads Wang Hongbo of China by 94 pins now, 66.99 to 66.05, and a miscue on the spare there for Hongbo. However, pretty significant lead between 2nd and 3rd right now. Salonen, 64.80 is 3rd. Sam Cooley is the number 4th position right now, 64.51. And 63 pins back, Chris Sloan, 125 back, Gravajan, 149 behind Samard, and 158 pins back, Jan Korsak, who just shot 225. Again, we've got the top 8 men and top 8 women on the lanes right now. And at the end of 8 games of round robin match play, bonus pins included, the top 4 on each side will advance to the semifinals, and then number 1 and number 4 will bowl each other. 2 and 3 will face off, and the 2 semifinal winners will bowl for the title. And we'll have all that from a special arena setting upstairs here at the Luan Sports Complex. 4-6-10 for Geisler. No room for error now. We're behind lanes 17 through 20 here at House Bowling in Shanghai. Final day of competition here at the World Cup. China's Hongbo looking to become the first player since 1981 to win on his home turf. To our left, Lisa John of England was the runner-up a decade ago in 2006. Came out of retirement to bowl this year's event. Looking to end her international career on the highest of notes. This week, we had 81 men and 63 women. Bowlers from 84 countries represented at this year's World Cup. Hongbo, the spinner with the strike in the third, trails by 11. To our left, Lamelli. Strike spare 4-bagger. Trying to climb her way up from the 8th position right now. And half of our players will make the TV show. And nobody really out of it here. 5 games to go. Here's Anze up, the left-hander. On lane 18, looking for a double. Lucky to leave just the 6-10. Kuhn crossed over on our last shot now. Very tough, 3-6-9-10. She leads by 6 here after 4 frames. Open frame for Danielle McEwen of Team USA. Geisler with the opportunity to really take control here. Should step up, working on a strike. Double gives her a 15-pin lead at the halfway point. She gives it right back, so that left lane troublesome now for both players. Geisler split there in the 4th frame. McEwen with 4th place finishes here at the World Cup in 2012 and 13. Finishing 4th place today after match play would work out just fine. In the past, it was a top 3 step ladder. Now the top 4 advanced to the semifinals. So I think if that was the worst case scenario for today, she'd be thrilled. She leads here in game 4, currently 2nd behind Bernice Lim. And Bernice running away with things here on the women's side. Our other match, Graubajan, already the best finish for Slovenia at the World Cup, making the top 8 here. Also the only left-hander bowling today. We've got a lefty, a two-hander, a spinner, some right-handers. So it appears this week's 42-foot oil pattern, although it was tough, turned out fair. Tough break there for Anze with the Greek Church in the 6th. To our left, Lamelli defeats Lisa John of England. Lamelli with 2 splits, 1 in the 10th. Finishes with 211. Lisa John can spare strike for 203. Lamelli is trying to climb her way up, and Lisa John misses the spare. Finishes with 192, gives a few pins back. Lamelli 207 pins out. McEwen in control here against Geisler. Back-to-back splits on this left lane. See, she made an adjustment and goes high again, but gets the 7 to go. So it could have been worse. Just the 6-10. That lane not kind to her the last 3 frames. And the mismakeable, all but going to give McEwen the match and 30 bonus pins. Danielle 2nd. Geisler in 4th, but only 49 pins ahead of Jenny Wagner, and giving away a handful there, missing the 6-10. McEwen will get her own shot at the 6-10 here. on lane 19. She won't see that lane again here in this match. She is just about to lock this one up. To our right, a low-scoring match between Sam Cooley and Davidson Martin. McEwen misses the spare now. These two players exchanging open frames once again. Appreciate everybody dropping in here for the final day of coverage. The 2016 QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup. Hongbo. It's everybody to tip for the 3-bagger. It's our biggest numbers online so far this week. We had 4 days of qualifying, 5 games each day. And then yesterday, the top 24 bowled 8 more games. Now we're cut down to the final 8 players for round robin match play. So in the Samard Cooley match to our right, somebody will win without shooting 200. As the max scores right now going into the 10th, 193 and 191. McEwen in the same situation, she'll win. She'll be in the 180s. Geisler, 4 consecutive open frames on the left lane for 148, so we could have some movement on the women's side. Reports are in the chat room that Jenny Wegner shot 211 and 1. So just by virtue of this game score, plus the 30 bonus pins, she'll be good couple dozen ahead of Geisler. Last time the World Cup visited China was 1991. That was in Beijing. And Sweden's Anna Larsson, Aso Larsson, sorry, won the event on the women's side. So can Jenny Wegner make some magic happen for Sweden once again in 2016? So McEwen wins 185-148. And it looks like Samard will take down Cooley in the men's match. Samard can get to 191. Cooley will be in the 170s, so things getting a little wacky here. And here in front of us, Anze can get to 205. Hongbo rolling, working on a 4-bagger here, stepping up in the 9th. Again, he is now chasing Martin Larsson But the top two in good position here as we near the halfway point of match play today here at House Bowling and start thinking ahead to the arena finals. Hongbo and his spinner style effective on this 42-foot pattern for 5 in a row. Final frame coming up here, and we'll have game 5 in just a moment. All right, so game 4 rolling to a close here. Again, we'll have our updated standings as soon as they become available. Anze is going to get to the 180s with a spare here. Hongbo trying to hang on. Make the TV show here in his home country. No doubt the fans will turn out for that. That's coming up this afternoon at 2 p.m. local time, 2 a.m. Eastern. Hongbo will be in the 220s to pick up 30 bonus pins. Anze gets a 185 with a strike here. We'll have game 5 coming up here in just a minute. We have a special guest, coach from Switzerland, coming in next game, Rick Vogelsang. And we'll have that for you in just a minute as our players come our way. Should be an exciting conclusion now. Some movement this game with some roller coaster scores. So we'll have all that for you and more in just a moment. Thank you for tuning in as coverage continues here at the 2016 World Cup in Shanghai. All right, so here we go with game number 5 already, rolling along halfway point of round robin match play. This game we are once again joined by the Irish two-hander Christopher Sloan and Australia's Sam Cooley. And on the women's side to our right, Lisa John of England and Shaidatul Hamidi of Malaysia. Updated standings coming our way in just a moment. Now we're joined this game again by the coach from Switzerland, Rick Vogelsang.
Hi.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Very good. Very exciting to watch. And I think we got a very good match here in front of us. Ireland, Australia. It's fourth place, fifth place.
Sam Cooley trying to hold on to that 4 spot, and
Yep.
Chris Sloan making some moves. He almost missed the top 24 entirely.
Yes.
Was struggling late in game number 20.
Yeah.
And then was able to throw a couple of late strikes. Got to 188 and had to sweat it out the rest of the day. Managed to hold on for the 22 spot, and then bowled very well yesterday. And with a final game push, moved up to 5th place, all the way from 22nd. And now still hanging around 5th, trying to work his way into the top 4. But a pretty challenging pattern this week, 42 feet.
It is. It was very, very tough, especially for for let's say not the beginners, but the ones that are not used to bowl that way, and when they have these kind of conditions, and nothing is the same. Every day was a different day, and everything was different. So yeah, then comes who has the most skills and who has the most trick in the books to let's say attack these lanes. It's if another one can play the score, so it is possible.
Well, we definitely saw a variety of styles this week, and
Yep.
Different factors perhaps changing the way the lane's played a little bit from who you follow, who's on your pair,
Sure.
the weather even. We had a couple of
Yes.
rainy days
Yep.
here in China.
Yeah, you could see in the beginning of the week there was a lot of difference between right and left. It was cold and very cold. Then that settled down, and people got used to the pairs, and the difference between the pairs and the lanes. So I think it will be very interesting to see how it will continue.
Well, now, Rick, looking at our men's top 8, we've got a variety of styles still. Chris Sloan, the two-hander. We've got some right-handers. We've got a lefty.
Yep.
And we have the spinner, Hongbo from China. So, I mean, many out there would argue that that the pattern was challenging, but fair to have that type of representation in the top 8. Would you agree?
Sure. Because especially with the men, with the left-handers, always were a little bit in a disadvantage. But you can see here, and on this pattern, they had as much of a chance as anybody else. And then don't forget, Sam was here last week for the China Open, so he already has quite a few games under his belt. And I'm impressed. I'm impressed with Sloan. It's amazing what he did. That's just to fight so hard and just to sneak in and keep on going and keep on going. And now again, he is just outside the top 4. So for him, it's a very, very important game to get that momentum going.
All right, that said, let's take a look at the standings. Last game, Martin Larson picked up his first loss, shooting 182. He still leads at 68-81, but Hongbo right behind him at 68-63. So pretty tight there among the top 2. Those two have been fighting back and forth for a couple of rounds now. 3rd place is Salonen from Finland at 66-93. So a good way back from 2nd place. Pretty close behind Sam Cooley now in 4th still, 66-23, but 1 pin back.
Yes.
Chris Sloan is a single pin behind Sam Cooley here, so this match obviously very important. Whoever wins is going to be in the 4th position going into the last couple games here. And then in 6th place, David Simard is 100 pins back. So really still some time to go. Not too much separation, but as of right now, it's 5 players playing for 4 spots, and the winner of this match on our featured pair will be in the show for now, and just have to hold on for 3 more games.
Yep.
Now we take a look at the women's standings. Bernice Lim doing some special things out there. She shot 178, however, in game number 4, so faltered after the huge start. She was in the 730s, I believe. She still leads. She's at 7021, 7021, leading Danielle McEwen, who is 2nd at 68.57. Lisa John here in our featured pair, falling behind early against Hamidi. Lisa John is 3rd at 67.69, and close behind her is Jenny Wegner now from Sweden.
Yeah, she's coming back up.
67-61. So 8 pins away in the 4th position. And Geisler from Germany faltering in our previous game, shooting 148. She drops down to 5th. She's 44 pins out. Hamidi now working on the front 4. Make that 5, and she is looking to make her way into the top 4. She's 80 pins out right now, 5 in a row. 30 bonus pins could be huge here. Then Whiting 7th, 135 pins back, and Lamelli still fighting at 158 back. So Rick, it looks like on the women's side, anybody.
Yes, everything is possible, and I cannot remember a top 8 round that it's been so close. So, and with what you said before, with the variety of styles, and it is, it's challenging, fair. So it's everybody's game.
All right, well, I feel good about the chances of seeing Lim and McEwen on the TV show. Again, I would never count anybody out or in at this point, but I definitely like their chances. And then the rest of the top 8 fighting to make it here. And again, in our men's match coming in, 1 pin separating these 2 players for that 4th spot. So a lot on the line, and some momentum would be huge here going into the final 3 games. Now, also, we're on day 6 of the World Cup. We've got our biggest crowd online today to watch the top 8 round-robin match play. We appreciate everybody joining us. Again, this is Matt Canizaro alongside the coach of Switzerland, Rick Vogelsang, or Volkswagen, or however. We've had some fun names to say this week.
Yes. It was actually the guy from France who said that Das Auto is here.
So the World Cup bringing in players from 84 countries. Pretty amazing to think about bowling being the thing, bringing together so many people from different places, all skill levels, but one passion bringing them together. And 81 men, 63 women. And we're down to the top 8 in each category.
To me, it also looks like they know that they're very close. Again, it is a very tight game as well.
Well, it's been a long week. All of the players bowled 20 games of qualifying over 4 days. Bowled 8 games yesterday. Total pinfall for 28 games determined the top 8 for match play here. And after all of that, these 2 gentlemen are 1 pin apart.
Yes, it's amazing. It's especially here all during the week. It's not about the strikes, but also you needed a very good spare game, because those lanes, if you could go strike, but if you don't make your spares, and some of them just didn't make it just because they just missed too many spares.
So we do see a lot of red circles this week, especially today. But you're right, at this level, too many missed makeables.
Yep.
Very costly.
Yep.
We talked yesterday, we saw, it just happened to be, I think, the second to last game Chris Sloan was on our featured pair. He missed a single pin. And so you add that up over 28, 36 games at 10, 11 pins apiece.
Yes.
That's pretty significant.
Yeah. Especially then also with the youth, when you train and coach the youth, you're just hammering on spares.
Well, not many events feature such a long format.
Nope.
And I'd hate to see a printout of some of the players. And, again, single pin here, a chopped 6-10 there, and at 10, 11 pins each, those could be some significant numbers, I would think. But if you roll the 10 like that, like Sam did there on lane 17, you don't have to worry about shooting spares.
Well, I think this is one of the longest, where you have, let's say, a 20 game total, before a cut is made, so it's just normally like 6 games, and then okay, it didn't work, re-entry, re-entry. But this one, oh, no way.
Well, that's got to be a pretty good challenge for the coaches as well. You mentioned the lanes playing a little bit different each day, again, based on a variety of things. But
Yes.
as you come in and we see a missed single pin by Shai Dottle, she is not in a position right now to be able to miss any single pins.
No.
Finding her way in. So there's a costly 11 pins right there. But as the long week goes on, you know, it is 20 games over 4 days, but 5 games a day, so it's pretty quick at the same time. How do you get out there and how do you get ready? How do you learn from each day to be able to keep your players prepared for the next day?
Yeah. Well, for us, it was that we were not used to. You know, when you come, you know, you practice, you think, you know, you get your arsenal ready, and said, okay, we're gonna do this, this, and this, and we play. But then that every day was a different day, and it played different. That you couldn't change the surface as soon as practice started. That was like from, okay, you know, it's a gamble. What do you do? Do we just keep the balls how they were yesterday and just hope? That was for me. I found it, and also for the bowlers, a little bit confusing. That, you know, you used to practice. Okay, it's not the same, so let's change the surface. Especially when you come from a long way and you only can carry 4 balls with you. It's even a bigger challenge.
All right, well, Sam Cooley having a challenge here on our featured pair. He's got 3 costly splits. We saw the last one, the 4-7-9 on lane 18. Sloan in control, working on a 3-bagger here. So with the win here, he will go around Cooley into the top 4. Samard 100 pins back at this point, bowling on the other end of the center right now, so no idea how he's doing. We'll get the updated standings after the fact. But big couple frames here coming up for the 2-hander from Ireland.
Good shot.
Sloan delivers the 4-bagger here in game 5 of match play. In our women's match, Hamidi is cruising. She's got strikes in 6 of 8 frames. However, that single pin miss, unfortunate, but could be costly. She is 80 pins out of the show right now, behind Wegner and Geisler. She can make up some ground on Lisa John here, who is in 3rd place. 257 max score. She delivers in the 9th. The best John can do is 215.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, and Lisa also can't afford any other hiccups because it's so close.
The 9-pin won't cooperate. Lisa just 8 pins ahead of Jenny Wegner. And 52 pins ahead of Geisler from Germany. I don't know if the calculator's ready for what's going to happen here in a couple of games. It's going to be exciting.
Also, the USA is going through a little bit of a rough game. .210 max.
So Rebecca Whiting in control over McEwen, a pair to our left. Danielle started with a double, but just 1 strike since. They're heading into the 9th frame. She's talking things over with Team USA coach Chris Barnes. She still can finish strong here for 210, even if she doesn't win the bonus pins. Going plus this week for sure. Anything over 200 was a really good score.
that's what you said as well before. It's everything over 200 plus. So that's why you see, you can't get those 200 plus only by strikes.
Great shot by Scheidadl. Leaves the 10 pin in the 10th. So she's going to win this game, take home the 30 bonus pins, but probably would have loved to have a strike there, and
oh yes,
maybe the second one in the 10th as well. She can get to 236. So with the bonus pins plus 66 this game, make up some ground on Lisa and the rest of the folks. Now Cooley, probably not going to win this game mathematically, but every pin very important. So he'll take his time. He has not seemed to like this pair too much throughout the week. They've seen it a few times, only 24 lanes here at House Bowling. So over 36 games, they're going to hit each one a couple times.
Yes.
It will be total pinfall plus bonus pins. That determines the top 4 who head upstairs to the arena. Now, Rick, have you had a chance to see the arena setup yet and what it's going to be like?
No, because even Pacinello from QubicaAMF, he came to me. He said, "Listen, he went to, because I used to be also in installing lanes." And I said, "No, I just want to have a complete surprise." It is what I understood and what they told me. It's something spectacular. So I'm really looking forward to see the finals. And hopefully they will bust some Chinese supporters in as well, because he's still in second. So I think upstairs going to be a huge crowd. So it's going to be very interesting to watch the finals upstairs.
Well, what they did here is they built 2 lanes inside of the basketball arena.
Yes.
This is the Luan Sports Complex here in Shanghai. So all kinds of different sports and activities going on, different fields and venues. We're down here at 24-lane House Bowling, but upstairs a 3,000 seat basketball arena and 2 lanes right down the middle of the court. And they're expecting a sellout, whether or not that's a sellout of the venue or a sellout of the bowling area. It'll be 1,000 plus. And if Hongbo can hold on and make the show, which it looks pretty good that that's going to happen, you're absolutely right. If they can fill that with the Chinese bowling fans, they've been great all week. The volunteers have been great.
Yep.
It could go crazy. It's been since 1981 that a bowler from the host country has won this event. And that would be huge for China. I believe it would be their first World Cup title even. And to do it here at home would be pretty special.
Yeah, and I think it's also will be good for, the Chinese bowling in all together.
Here Sloan is rolling against Sam Cooley. So Sloan will pass Sam, go into the top 4. 224 max with 30 bonus pins. Sam finishes with 197. Our other match, 236, 190. Hamidi over Lisa John. And to our left, Danielle McEwen is going to lose to Rebecca Whiting from Australia. Rebecca can get to 215. Danielle will need all 3 in the 10th for 185. She's going to lose a few sticks as we roll on with just 3 games left.
He needed he needed a spare. Hongbo to
1 pair to our right. Hongbo and Korshak doing battle here. Hongbo 8 spare in the 10th. Gives him a chance to win. Korshak finishes with 198.
He closed it out.
Hongbo will just need count.
Yep.
Here on the fill ball. And of course, he delivers a strike. That's the week for him so far. His spinner style, 204, 198. He'll pick up a few pins there. Rick Vogelsang from Switzerland and Matt Canizar here at the World Cup. What do you think of that spinner style and it being so effective this week?
It's always been there. You don't see it. You don't see it in Europe, where we, most of the time are. So for us, it's always, not strange, but just, you know, we've seen it on finals on TV, and okay, don't forget he's also the local hero. So and yeah, and apparently he did it all by himself. And yeah, for other people it looks funny, but here it's effective. He stays out of trouble. You know, it's straight, straight, and yeah.
Well, that style pretty familiar to China, Chinese Taipei. We've seen them do it. And the tougher the lanes are, the more effective that style
Yes.
can be,
Yeah.
because it does just spin right down the middle of the lane and uses deflection as the way to knock down the pins with a lighter ball. So when the lanes are tough, obviously same deal with spares. When lanes are tough, you want to throw a plastic ball straight.
Yeah.
Take any issues out of play there. You don't want to cross any boards.
And I think that's one of the reasons why he's up there. You know, there are better spinners, but you know, for him here it works. He stays out of trouble as straight as possible. You know, with an 11 pounder, still amazing.
Well, a good showing for China at this year's World Cup. Both players making the top 24 here, so they got to be pretty satisfied with their performance. And you mentioned again what this could mean for Chinese bowling.
Yeah.
The World Cup designed as a showcase to show off some of the centers for QubicaAMF as well as the scoring systems each year, but also to bring notoriety and recognition to the host nation and the host area, and to be able to not only host the event but then find success at the event. It's going to be a pretty good, I think, springboard for the Chinese Bowling Association.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge for the Chinese bowling, for QubicaAMF as well here in China. So you know, at the moment they are looking good, and I still think it's gonna be the man to beat, because the way he bowls, he can stay out of trouble.
Well, it should be interesting too when we get upstairs to the two lanes, custom install, two lanes that have not been bowled on all week.
Nope.
So that's sometimes creates a little bit different situation.
Yeah, I think yesterday they took some bowlers up to see if everything was working, just like a dry run. And yeah, of course, you know, it's brand new. It's going to be interesting.
Well, as soon as we are done here with the top 8, the players who qualify among the top 4, they'll each get a half an hour to go up there and practice. The
straight with the elevator upstairs.
We'll probably get up there with the lane machine and all the equipment and all the live stream gear, and it's going to be a quick move, but should be exciting. Again, a very unique setting. I guess the World Cup, you know, on the cutting edge, often setting up in exciting finals. I've been to 2 so far. Last one was in Mexico. We just did the finals in the bowling center, but there was local TV, so probably pretty special for the players, I would imagine.
Yes. We've been lucky that we've been in the one in Japan, where they built also lanes in a stadium. It is something you have to see and you have to live. As a bowler, I think it's an unforgettable experience, and even for the people who's watching it, it's just something that you don't have, let's say, in the normal bowling arena.
Well, I think we're a little bit spoiled in the United States with some of the venues we have, from the National Bowling Stadium to the new South Point Bowling Plaza. We bowled under the Arch in Reno, and Cowboy Stadium, Miller Park in Milwaukee, the Major League Baseball Stadium, and a variety of other places. But still impressed to see it all come together so quickly. And can't imagine what it's going to be like with a crowd full of folks in there.
But nothing beat the QubicaAMF now finals in Egypt, in front of the pyramids.
Was that 1997, I believe?
Something like that, yeah. I think that would never be. That was amazing.
That is the one folks are still talking about here 20 years later. But right now, let's talk about the men's standings. And Wang Hongbo back on top. 10 pins ahead of Martin Larson now. Larson losing again, shooting 206, so Hongbo up 7-0-9-7 his score. Larson 10 pins back, 7-0-8-7. Christopher Sloan jumps 2 spots now into the 3rd position. At 68-74, he's 10 pins ahead of Salonen, who shot 171. So it's the luck of the Irish a little bit there. So Salonen now in the 4th position. Sam Cooley shoots 197, drops all the way to 5th, and he is 44 pins out now. David Samard here in our featured pair is 101 pins out, and Anze is 7 pins behind him at 109 back. With 3 games to go, Korshak is 202 back. I think time is running out for him for sure.
Yes.
For the Russian, but so now he's 1-4 on the day, and looking at still 7 players with a legitimate chance at making the top 4 here. So again, the local Hongbo hanging on. 10 pins up on Martin Larson. We can see Larson to our right, so we'll keep an eye on him this game. And the rest, we've got 2 women's matches going on here, so we'll take a look at those standings as well. Bernice Lim leading by nearly 200 over Danielle McEwen, 72-20. 3-2 on the day. McEwen 7-0-4-2 after 185 back-to-back. And now Jenny Wegner has jumped into 3rd place, and she is right on Danielle's heels at this point. So she is 36 back. And then Lisa John drops to 4th, 69-59, 12 pins behind her. Shaidatul Hamidi up to 5th place, 12 pins out of the show. Nadine Geisler 29 pins away. Rebecca Whiting 88 pins away. And Ileana Lamelli hanging on, 115 pins back.
It's been always what you said before, you know, it's the 200, the 215, the 198, 215, and it's, you know, when you can shoot a big game, you know, you shoot up the ladder.
Well, we've got Lim and Wegner to our right, and Jenny 214 pins behind Lim, but a good game and a win here could get her around Danielle McEwen. And then to our left, we have Geisler and Lamelli, both still with a shot to make the show. Really, the goal right now is to make the top 4.
Yep.
And anything can happen, especially going to a new venue. If we were going to be down here on the same lanes here at House Bowling, I would definitely not want to be the number 4 seed taking on Bernice Lim.
No.
With the week that she's had, especially on the fresh. I think that's important to point out too. She's bowled very well on the fresh. You know, had a couple struggles the last 2 games, but the main benefit to being a higher seed going upstairs is choice of lane when the match happens, and it'll be number 1 versus number 4, and then 2 and 3, the 2 winners will bowl for the title. But I think at that point, looking at the caliber of players we have here, world-class athletes here, both, you know, in Europe and across the world, the PWBA Tour.
I think let's say from the 4 that will go in the elevator upstairs, I think it can go either way.
I hope there's an elevator. Did you see one?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Good.
Because it's raining so hard at the moment. It's been raining now for 2 days non-stop. So yeah, there is the elevator right at the entrance. So, you know, and well, it's raining, so it's good bowling weather.
All right, folks, if you're just joining us, thank you. We do appreciate it. We're watching the final 3 games of coverage from the 2016 QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup. This is Matt Canizaro from USBC and the coach of Switzerland, Rick Vogelsang, here joining us for a couple games. 3 games left as we wind down to meet our top 4 for the TV show here in Shanghai. That'll be coming up at 2 p.m. local time, 2 a.m. Eastern. If you're going to stay awake or wake up early, set the alarm, don't miss it. Hopefully we'll have that in the archives for you in Bowl TV. Hopefully the internet makes it up there. Interesting situation in the arena. So working on that. Hopefully Dom will come back and tell me good news.
Oh, he's scouting for you upstairs.
Well, we set it up a little bit yesterday. They obviously have it set up for the Chinese TV, not realizing or not knowing that that we were going to be live streaming the finals as well. As we've been here now, counted up yesterday, 96 games through yesterday, and 8 more games today. So 104 games of live streaming. It would be a shame if we had to miss the finals.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
So we carried a couple tables up there into the bleachers and kind of claimed a space for us. You know, we stuck our flag in the ground, and this is where
Yes,
this is where we're gonna sit.
Be, you know.
So we'll grab all the equipment and run up there.
Yeah.
We know we'll have electricity for sure. So now the internet. I think Mr. Zhu said that he was gonna get like a 94,000-foot cable and run it from the bowling center to the arena. So we'll see. Hopefully Dom will have some good news for me.
Well, it's not. I'm also here, you know. It's not what you know; it's who you know. So I think he has a little bit of influence.
They've taken very good care of us so far.
Yes, yes.
We are comfortably seated here behind lanes 17 through 20, right by the beverage station. We can see the leaderboard from here. So no arguments about the accommodations so far here at House Bowling.
And it's a perfect host. That the people are so friendly and helpful. So no, it's so far everything has been perfect.
Well, things not perfect on 19 and 20 right now. We've got the Wegener limb match. No strikes through 5 frames here.
Well, it looks like Germany found it again. Nadine is. Oh. She should pee.
So Geisler and Lomelli to our left. And Nadine needing a big game and a win here. And if things keep going the way they're going in the Wegener limb match, Nadine could make up some ground.
Turn it around again.
So it is definitely a roller coaster. And the players have talked about not only going from pair to pair, but from one side of the bowling center to the other. You know, we have the outside door down on the low side. And then we're kind of tucked away in the corner here on the high side. For you guys, for your players, how significant was the difference going from one side to the other and even pair to pair here?
Yeah, it's on the left. It's just it's almost like you played in 2 different centers, but you know it's no excuse or it's gonna play different. But you know when you write it down and you know where you were before, it will help you out. And it's just temperature-wise, humidity-wise, has a big influence. Also, while we sitting here, you know, in front of the cafeteria with the with all the machines and the motors running, and it will be a bit different. And what you said as well, on lane 1, 2, 3, and 4 with the door open and close, it plays different.
Well, we finally saw our first strike here on 19 and 20. It has been a roller coaster, even on these pairs. We'll have one game with some great scores and then some struggles as the lanes transition a little bit. But Wegener, the first strike of the match in the 6th frame, she leads by 12 over Lim. So a pretty significant 30 bonus pins up for grabs here for Yenny. Lim in great position regardless, but Yenny trying to hold off Geisler and the rest of the crew now with just a couple games left. And Rick, just to point out, down on the end pair, Salonen and Larson. Again, Larson trying to catch back up to Hongbo. And
Yes.
Salonen trying to hang on to a spot in the top 4 and struggling here against Larson. So
Just when you think that you that you know that you okay, things change.
well, the good news is when we get down to
Ooh.
our position round, we'll have the top 2 here on our featured pairs, and then 3 and 4 will be nearby. So at least we'll maybe have an idea what's going on, except for everybody's so close. That's the problem. So
Yes, you can't say okay, this one is for sure. Well, I don't think 2, 3, 4. That's not settled yet. That's still 2 games to go. A good high 200 games and a win can get you from 6 to 3.
well, we've got a good match to our left, Lamelli and Geisler. Lamelli's gonna
214.
214 max. If
Yep.
Geisler strikes here in the second shot in the 10th, she'll be up to the 220s and she'll steal it. If she doesn't strike, Lamelli wins. And those 30 bonus pins,
Yep.
very significant here for both of those players. And Lamelli bowling well today, 973. Just got off to a slow start, but a couple 200 games back to back coming into this one. Big shot here for Geisler.
Sounded good. Looks good. Got the count.
All right, so she'll pick up 30 plus,
Yes.
22 with another strike. And Wegner, even with a win here, those 29 pins just disappeared.
So that's a 220, 222 max for Geisler.
In our men's match, it's a 2-pin match right now. Anze with the slim advantage with 2 frames to go. So both of these players fighting to make the top 4. Anze 109 outs, Samard 101 out.
Yeah, and then again, if they are 100 and a little bit out, but still there are still 60 pins bonus. So everything is still possible.
Well, Salonen not bowling particularly well this game. Best he can do is 184. And Cooley getting handled pretty well, down on 11 and 12 by Hongbo.
Well,
so a win here for either Samard or Anze could close the gap with Cooley. And for Salonen not to bowl well, we could see some significant movement. And Anze with a legitimate chance at making this TV show.
uh-oh. Well, looks like that Jenny will get the win.
Well, we've seen some
177.
crazy things happen on this pair so far.
Yes,
we saw Nadine Geisler open on the left lane 4 times in a row.
Yep.
And we saw Danielle McEwen go back and forth with her a couple times. So I know Yenny's a great player. I expect a great shot here, but you just never know. She leaves the 7-pin only.
Yeah, easy. Supposed to be easy spare.
She'll definitely need to stay clean here.
Yep.
She still can get to 191, but Lim, who is a major champion, can step up and throw the last 4 and get to 177 and really put the pressure on. So does it help Jenny that Bernice has not struck yet this game? Probably, but she's still Bernice Lim.
Yes.
And here on the men's side, Anze can actually lock it up here with the double in the 10th. Shut out David Samard. So we've got some excitement here.
But I think also for Bernice, it's been for her also a little bit of advantage that it was a 5-game blocks, and now yesterday it was 8 games. Today it's 8 games, and and she does what everybody does. There she goes.
So she's not backing down here.
Nope. She won't give up.
Here in game 6, and now Anze and David Samard. Samard in a must-strike situation now. And high flush, 4-7. So Anze is going to win this game. He'll go around Samard.
Well, he just needs to keep on striking for the last 2 games. Oh, good shot.
Anze in the 230s, so that gives him 68 over. Tack on another 16, and he picks up 80 pins on Salonen. And Jenny Wegner making things interesting here. I told you, never count it out. Not on this pair, on this pattern. Bernice Lim can double here and really put the pressure on.
Yeah. And she did.
She snaps the 10. Max score for her, 177. Jenny must pick up this washout.
Yes.
The PBA washout. She has 1 strike this game. She'll give it a run.
Nope.
She gets 3. 164. Just like that, this thing turns around.
And then, what we just said before, Germany won 220 something plus the bonus, so that's going to be a huge, a huge jump again.
Yes, on the women's side, again, Bernice looking good already as the leader, up by 200 pins. She gets the count, leaving just the 2-pin. But Jenny not winning and losing the additional 36 pins.
Hit 2 pins.
Bernice doesn't strike until the 9th frame and steals it. 166, 164. That's bowling for you, sir. All right, so looking forward to seeing the standings. It's like somebody just took spots 2 through 8 and threw them up in the air. And they're going to land all sorts of wacky here in a minute. As we get ready, 2 more games. We'll have our final round robin here and then a position round. And then we'll scramble to get all this gear upstairs as fast as we can. So folks, we're at an intermission here waiting for game number 7. This is Matt Canizar from USBC and Rick Vogelsang from Switzerland with the insights, the coaching insight here as we shake our heads just at the interesting things happening here on this 42-foot pattern.
That's what it is, staying out of trouble, you know, and that last shot, was a bit unlucky.
So on the men's side, Hongbo and Martin Larson playing a little bit of ping pong as well. Leapfrogging each other all day long. We'll see Sam Cooley again. No, he does not enjoy bowling on this pair of lanes.
No.
And he's going to take on number 8, Korsak now. Not sure where Sam dropped to. We'll find out in just one moment. Our other match will be Australia's Rebecca Whiting and England's Lisa John coming back. And she is a runner-up here at the World Cup 10 years ago, 2006. She came out of retirement just for this week's event.
Yes.
And I
think there was a cancellation or something, and so yeah. Well, she said, you know, I have no pressure. Just gonna go and enjoy myself, and I think she's been enjoying herself all week long.
Well, she is very close to ending her international career on the lanes in the arena upstairs.
Yes.
That would be a way to go, and to win the World Cup even more special.
Then definitely.
But either way, she's got minimum 2 games left in her international bowling career. She's going to enjoy them. She's been smiling all week long. And here we go. To our left, we have Danielle McEwen and Shaidatul Hamidi. And to our right, Chris Sloan, the two-hander, and China's Wang Hongbo doing some
amazing
incredible
stuff.
things. Yeah, certainly.
Oh, it doesn't start good again for.
Well, good news for.
It's these being one of the toughest pairs as well, you know. And we've seen some good scores, but the majority just it's not a strike, it's a challenge. And if you can get a strike and a 9 and you can finish it off, you did good, you know. But you cannot afford opens and splits. So, and I don't think Sam doesn't. I don't think it is his favorite pair.
Well, I think the best news for Sam at this point is that, well, one, he won't be one of the top 2 seeds, so he won't have to bowl on this pair next game. And the TV finals are going upstairs to the arena, so they will not be here on our featured pairs this week. So this will be the last time he has to see lanes 17 and 18 here at House Bowling. But hopefully he can get enough to be able to continue bowling.
Yes.
So we've got some scores rolling in now via email. And looking at the women's standings first, again, Bernice Lim well out in front with 2 games to go, 74-16. Danielle McEwen still second at 72-76, hanging on just ahead of now Shaidatul Hamidi, who is up to 3rd place, bowling very well today. Last 3 games, 237, 236, 244. She's 4-2 on the day. She is 3rd at 72-21. And now in the 4th position, Nadine Geisler with that big win over Lamelli. She's at 71-81. And we saw Lisa John and Jenny Wegner both fall out of the top 4 now. Last game, Lisa had 176. Jenny had 164. So Geisler is 11 pins ahead of Jenny and 46 pins ahead of Lisa going into the last 2 games. Rebecca now 100 pins out, and Ileana 123. Still not too far.
No. No.
But now with McEwen and Shaidatul bowling each other this game, there is the possibility. There's only a 55 pin difference there. So the 30 bonus pins for Shaidatul.
It's going to be very important.
She could go around Danielle with a big win here. So Rebecca Whiting starting with a double and a spare. We'll have some work to do over these last 2 games, but definitely not out of it. As soon as we get an update on the men's side, we'll get that to you. Right now, we're watching Cooley and Korshak, Whiting and John, with our eyes on a couple others. But so far,
it's so excited. You cannot just concentrate on these 4 lanes in front of us.
luckily we've got live scoring available too. If you want to check that out, there's a link to the World Cup homepage in the information box below your video window. That's what we're going to do. We're going to check in on the rest of the folks as these matches progress. Down on lanes 5 and 6, Salonen and Samard. 11 and 12, Larson and Grabajan. Of course, we've got Cooley and Korshak right here. Hongbo and Sloan down to our right. Geisler and Lim on 3 and 4.
Oh,
Ramelli and Wegner. Wegner off to a hot start. Spare 3-bagger. So she does not like falling out of the top 4. Especially the way that it ended here on our featured pair. Good question in the chat room about the live streaming being at 480 this week instead of 720 HD. And just given the internet that we have here and the upload speed available, rather than potentially give you a choppy and inconsistent viewing pleasure, we decided just to stay with 480, and it's been smooth sailing the entire week. We've made it nearly to the end of match play. I lost internet a couple times throughout the week, but other than that, it's been good. It looks crisp and clear here.
yep.
And hopefully we'll have the same situation upstairs for the finals. But we do appreciate everybody tuning in, no matter what speed or what quality.
No, it's better to watch it this way, and it's been crisp, so.
I'm on the edge of my seat, checking the email box, waiting for the men's scores. Those we can actually see from here. Martin Larson on top of the standings, 73-53. Hongbo close behind, 73-38. They are well ahead of number 3, Christopher Sloan, 70-95. And Salonen, 70-48. Anze at 70-23.
Only 25 away.
Sam Cooley is 50 out. David Samard, 69 out. So 7 players now, I think, with a legitimate chance of advancing to TV. Korshak, 207 back, probably a little too far for today. But a great week for him. And definitely should be an exciting couple of games here as we get ready for the position round coming up next. Final scheduled for 2 p.m. local time, and that would be 2 a.m. Eastern. So depending on where you live, do the math from there.
Yes.
And hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have that live for you, and then we'll have it up in the archives
Yeah, Europe
immediately.
will be. Europe is going to wake up just right in time for the finals. This goes on the left also a bit backward and forward. USA open in the 4th strike. Malaysia triple split.
All right, Rick Vogelsang, Matt Canizaro here, the last couple games of match play at the World Cup. That's what we've been waiting for all week long, the excitement. And not exciting for Sam Cooley. No strikes through 5 frames.
Nope.
And he is in desperate trouble of not making the show after being in the top 3 or 4 all week long. He is 50 out right now and falling farther behind with each frame.
also know his spare game let him down, so he's not having a good time at the moment.
Sam is 25 pins behind Anze, who also is trying to find his way into the top 4. Anze having some trouble down on 11 and 12 with Martin Larson. And once we get there, the way it will work is number 1 and number 4 will face off, and 2 and 3 will meet. The 2 semifinal winners will bowl for the title. The advantage to be in the higher seat is lane choice, and all players will get 30 minutes to practice before having to make that decision upstairs on the finals lanes in the basketball arena here at the Luan Sports Complex. So, question is, though, who will those 8 players be? And Rebecca Whiting again on the ladies' side, 100 pins out. Having some trouble here with Lisa John. Lisa 46 behind.
Well, the only one with the men, you can say, okay, his ship has sailed his course. Other than that, everybody still has a chance with the men.
Hongbo for China. He's out in front against Chris Sloan. Salonen down on 5 and 6, falling behind against David Samard. So Chris Sloan needing to get what he can to stay up in 3rd place. I'd say 1 and 2 pretty much decided at this point, just a matter of who's going to be 1 and who's going to be 2 on the men's side. Hongbo and Larson,
yes,
right now just a few pins apart.
That's the 1 and the 2 who's going to be 1. Yep.
Nice break for Sam Cooley for his first strike as he rolls the 2 forward. Say this one not over by any means after what we've seen so far this morning.
No predictions here.
Danielle McEwen throws her 4th consecutive strike. She's out ahead of Shaidat Al-Hamidi, and she is trying to guarantee herself a spot in the top 2. Bernice Lim well out in front in the women's standings. Jenny Wegner for Sweden, spare 6-bagger. So she is rolling past Lomelli. Lomelli's going to be out here as the 8th seed right now, but Wegner trying to make up for that 164 game here a minute ago. She's just 11 out of the top 4 and working her way towards 290. That would be absolutely huge.
That's going to be a lot of points.
So Wegner, it's like 106 pins behind Danielle McEwen in 2nd place. McEwen also striking here, and she's going to win. So that should keep her safe from Yenia at this point.
Yep.
But Yenny likely will go around
Yeah, Malaysia.
Shaidato.
Yeah, with 50 with a max of 213.
Lisa John cruising here against Rebecca Whiting. Rebecca just about out of room here. She was 100 back, and now will be in the 160s at best. So I would say Lamelli and Whiting are out of the mix.
Yeah, McQueen is doing another strike. And again, Malaysia's max, the max is 215. And then with Jenny Wagner on the other side in a row with a possible 290, that will make a huge difference.
Lisa John needed that one.
Yep.
She'll win with 208. Lisa was 86 behind Shaidato, it looks like. So she'll make up about 40 of those pins now, it looks like. So I think the bonus pins in the position round are going to be huge. Lisa wins 208, 164 against Whiting. Too much to look at.
Yes, yes.
Luckily, we've only got half the center we can see, but there's so much going on here.
Sloan is trying to turn the ties around. It's Hongbo working on the strike. Well, according to the reaction of the people behind him, yes, 9 only.
All right, so Hongbo still has a shot at 223. Chris Sloan working on a 3-bagger.
Yep.
He can get to 234. So, of course, we're going to have an exciting finish down there. Hongbo looking good to make the top 2. Of course, why not want to be the #1 seed here in your home country? Chris Sloan fighting to hold on to #3 right now. And Sam Cooley is making that a little bit easier, as best he can do is 163 here. So Cooley is going to fall farther behind, already 50 out.
Yeah.
It's like a ton of people trying to watch the live scoring right now. Can't get it to load for us here. So we're going to be surprised when the standings come out.
Well, it's possible that also the government now starts watching it. It's so excited. We are being watched, but maybe they watch now as well.
Cooley will finish with 163. He's going to lose a few pins. Korshak in 8th place, too far out for a run. He'll take the win. And now Chris Sloan stepping up in the 9th frame.
Working on a 3-bagger. And
Sloan leaves a 9-pin. Sounded like a great shot. Remember, he barely made the top 24 and then fought his way up. Used a 237 game to get into 5th place coming into today, and now has climbed up to 3rd behind Larson and Hongbo, and trying to at least close that gap here heading into the position round. So we'll watch the conclusion of this game here. Then we'll take a quick break as they recalculate everything and get ready for the position round.
There came some big applause on the from our left, so unfortunate we cannot.
Live scoring has taken the rest of the day off. Somebody forgot to tell that there was one game left.
Yeah.
All right, Hongbo Sloan. Hongbo
Yeah.
delivers a strike in the 9th. Best he can get to is 223. Sloan 213. So exciting 10th frame here. Sloan will finish first. He'll put the pressure on here potentially and force Hongbo to double for the win. You can see, at least see the ball go down the lane on the right side of your screen. You have to take our word for it as far as how many pins got knocked down, but
Yes. Well, I think the viewer just can see the. For them, the left. Or just let's hear what the crowd does. Oh, solid pocket.
all right, Sloan gets the first one. Again, all 3 in the 10th gives him 213 and forces Hongbo to double. Big shot here coming up for Chris. 30 bonus pins. A nice cushion would be good going into the position round.
Yep.
Rick, the women not wasting any time. They've already got started on their final match. Position round game. Our number 1 seed here will be Bernice Lim taking on Danielle McEwen. Bernice at 74.85. Danielle with a big win makes up some ground, 74.18. So a big win here, and Danielle could climb into number 1. And then a distant 3rd place, Jenny Wegner, 72.99.
Yeah.
Oh, looking at the wrong column. We're looking at this one. We've got bonus pins here, so it's a little bigger gap. Almost 100 with bonus pins. Bernice Lim, 76.35.
Yeah, so she will hang on to that one.
75.38 for Danielle. 74.49
Well, what about 2 and 3?
for Yenny. And number 4, 74.22. So 27 pin difference between 3 and 4 right now. So the winner of that match will be the higher seed. And then in 5th place, Lisa John, 73.73. She's 49 back. Nadine Geisler, 71 back.
Still possible, but
John and Geisler gonna need some huge games here.
Yep.
Or otherwise, it's just a matter of who's gonna finish where in the top 4. Lim, McEwen, Wegner, and Shaidat Hamidi. So we'll get the calculator and the pen and paper out and see if we can figure it out for sure before the scorekeepers do. And Hongbo makes the crowd go wild. He's 7-10s in the 10th. Holy cow. Sloan finished with 201. So Hongbo just needed to mark in the 10th and get count. And he's 7-10. So Sloan is going to pick up the win. Well, unless Hongbo can throw his spinner ball down there and pick up the 7-10. So he'll get 1. Sloan gets the bonus pins.
And a little bit more of a cushion for his last game. Now this is also the interesting match between Yenny Hamadi started with a turkey.
All right, so Shy Doddle and Yenny doing work to our left. Lisa John, 49 pins out, so still a possibility. But a win in that match between Shy Doddle and Yenny would just about guarantee a spot in the top 3. Now Lim and McEwen. Difference of 97 pins here. So McEwen would have to win by 68 pins. And I don't see that happening.
Nope.
Lim starts with a double. Remember last game on this pair, she didn't strike until the 9th frame and got there just in time.
Yeah, now she started. She started the other way around, so you never know what's going to happen now. Because when she's lined up, she can do some very high scores.
All right, folks, you are watching the final game of match play here at the 2016 QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup. Matt Canizaro alongside
Good
coach
answer.
from Switzerland, Rick Vogelsang. We're going to bring you into the finish line. We will know our top 4 here in just a few minutes, and then we'll get things packed up and moved upstairs to the arena. Fingers crossed for everything working properly for the finals coming up at 2 p.m. local time. That is just over 2 hours from now.
You have a lot of packing to do.
And yes.
And if Don is listening, I think it's better for him to come down as well and be ready.
A lot of helpful folks here have offered to help get us there. I did not get the internet update, however. That is, believe it or not, a very crucial, very important part of live streaming is the internet. All right, to our left, Hamidi and Wegner, and Shy Doddle leading by 20 after 4 frames. Coming into this game, Wegner up 27. So Shy Doddle must win to go around Yenny. We've got our men's 1-2 match going on here. Hongbo and Larson. Who's who? We'll find out right here in a moment. Larson with a sizable advantage. So 99 pins it looks like. Coming into this final game, Larson had 245 and a win. So say Larson will be our number 1 seed. Hongbo looking to stay number 2. It's looking pretty good. 203 pin difference between 2nd and 3rd. Chris Sloan up 80 pins on Anze Grabajan. I'm going to learn how to say that properly, I think, before the TV show. And Salonen is 5 pins behind Anze. David Samar, 26 back. Sam Cooley, 86 back. So I'm sure the staff here at House Bowling on the phone, online, inviting everybody in China to come and watch Wang Hongbo bowl for the title at the World Cup. Talk about the intimidation of the hometown crowd.
Yes,
there's
that's
a
going to be
few people living in China. All right, McEwen chips the 4 for the 3-bagger. But Lim on her way to being the top seed. We'll have lane choice in her match. Danielle, as the number 2 seed, also would have lane choice.
But then again, we're up. Oh, just hooked the half board too much for him. He didn't get the deflection.
Well, Larson and Hongbo just bowling for fun right now because it's already been decided. 1-2, Larson, Hongbo. And Sloan not going to catch them. He's 200 back. But Christopher Sloan 6-0 and 1 on the day, or 6-1, sorry. Best record in the field and rewarded with a spot in the top 4 right now. Hamidi and Wagner. Nobody wants to win that one. Shaidadal with the split in the 8th. And Yenny with the washout. Shaidadal in control. Looking to pass Yenny. Somehow we'll have to fight through this crowd to get all this gear out of here.
Well, I think as soon as because I think they asked him to go upstairs quite early, so.
This is the position round, final game of match play here at the World Cup. We started with 20 games of qualifying. Top 24 bowled 8 more games. The top 8 bowling 8 round robin games. After this, we'll cut to the top 4 for the semifinals. Take things upstairs to the arena. And then number 1 and number 4 will fight it out. 2 and 3 will face off, and the 2 winners will bowl for the titles here at the World Cup. There'll be single game matches. Should be quick and exciting format for the fans here in Shanghai.
Well, Hamadi needs a good count in the spare. Strikes.
All right, so it will be.
That will be for the win. So Hamadi, winner of that game.
Looks like it will be Bernice Lim number 1, Danielle McEwen number 2, Shaidadal Hamidi number 3. We'll see if Yenny Wegner can hold on to the 4 spot. So pinfall very important here. She can finish with 200.
I think that will be just enough to hold on.
Lisa John, down on 7 and 8, has missed 2 single pins this game. And she is just out of the top 4. And even though she's leading by a stick, that is 20 plus pins right there. That could be the difference between a World Cup title potentially and going home into retirement. All right, so Hamidi edges Wegner with the 30 bonus pins. Well, we already knew that. Lisa John doubles up in the 7th and 8th, down on 7 and 8.
Hamadi has the 30 bonus.
Yes,
Yeah,
so
okay.
Scheidadl 7665 and Wegner 7649. Sloan and Grabajan. Anze, spare 3-bagger. Trying to close the gap with Sloan. Those guys really battling for 3 and 4 right now.
Well, both two players had a good 2 last days so far.
Salonen not bowling particularly well, down on 11
Nope.
and 12. Taking on Samar, but
Anzi make it 4 in a row.
all right, so just a few more frames of practice here for our top seeds, as if they didn't bowl enough this week.
Yes. I think both do with taking it easy. The one.
And Anze, the left-hander,
Number
striking.
5. 9 spare, 5 in a row.
We could have a variety of styles on the men's TV show.
Yeah.
Righty lefty spinner two-hander. How about that? It's not every day that
Nope.
you find a lane condition that that is that diverse.
Sloan leave the 10 pin.
So Geisler for Germany has
I
been
think-
eliminated.
Yep.
Lisa John, 76.06, so she has been eliminated as well. Lim, McEwen, Wegner, and Hamidi all ahead of Lisa John. Anze doing some work.
Yes.
The left-hander. He was the fourth anyway. Now he's just trying to hold off Salonen and Samardin. Looks like he'll do that with no problem. But he comes in 80 pins behind Sloan. Potentially could jump up to number 3. Sloan would be 4th. And I think based on today, I don't know if there's really a difference if you're going to take on Larson or Hongbo at this point. I would probably take my chances against the local guy just based on
just experience and you don't want to play Martin Larson.
there's got to be some nerves being the local hero.
Yes, I think because as well they don't know the local hero pressure.
So he's
it's also been a roller coaster, high games, low games.
So we don't know much about Hongbo and his experience, and we know Martin has bowled some big events and won some big things, and bowled in the arena style before, the Weber Cup and all the other big events out there, and some PBA TV shows.
So for him, it's not going to be new. For Anzi, of course, it's going to be new, but. Well, if you ask him before we started from listen, you think you're going to make it all the way upstairs?
I believe already the best finish for Slovenia in World Cup history.
Yes. And he makes it another one.
All right, so mathematically, Salonen and Samard are out, even with their final game in. Not looking too good for them. So our top 4 sorting itself out here. Anze doesn't want any part of Martin Larson right now. So
he's going to make sure that he keeps him striking. So whatever is going to happen, we do not want to see Martin Larson. I take my chances with the local hero.
Hongbo doubles up in the 10th. You get to 198. Irrelevant at this point.
So far, it also has been the pair with the highest games.
I'm going to see if we can turn the camera here real quick just for our final shots as we're packing up for the day anyway coming up next. So everybody sit tight. There's a look at the scoreboard as Anze cruising here into the number 3 spot.
Yeah. See if he can match Bernie's game of 290. Oh, according to the crowd, that was but he made sure that he will not play Martin Larsson. So it's going to be Martin Larsson, Christopher Sloan from Ireland, lives in Sweden. So I think he operates a pro shop out of Sweden. So
Anze showing off for the crowd, picking up the 6'8" in the 10th. He'll get to the 260s. Sloan's going to finish up here. Strike gives him 195. Finishes with 75-21 total. And that is going to do it for our coverage of the 2016 QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup here at House Bowling. We've got our semi-finalists.
Leading the ladies in number 1 position, Bernice Lim from Singapore.
All right, our number 1 seed on the women's side.
Second, Danielle McEwen from the United States. The third, Saeda Tool from Malaysia. And rounding for the women is Jenny Wegner from Sweden. Congratulations, ladies. Ladies, if you could make your way up to the arena lanes, where you will have 30 minutes of practice on the arena lanes before we start in about 45 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, let's also congratulate the men. Martin Larsson from Sweden leading the pack. Wang Hongbo in second from China. Hans from Slovenia in third. And all the way from 22nd place yesterday, Chris Sloan from Ireland. Congratulations. Ladies, top 4 finishers, gentlemen, if you would step on lanes 19 and 20 for a group photo, please. 19 and 20, ladies and men, for a group photo.
All right, that is going to do it. Again, we're going to say goodbye from House Bowling in Shanghai, China. We will have the semifinals and finals coming up at 2 p.m. local time, 2 a.m. Eastern. Upstairs, it's going to be on the men's side. Number 1, Martin Larsson taking on Christopher Sloan. And number 2, Wang Hongbo, the local standout, against Anze Grabajan from Slovenia. On the women's side, it will be Bernice Lim taking on Jenny Wegner of Sweden. And then Danielle McEwen of Team USA taking on Saedatul Hamidi of Malaysia. We'll have all that for you live here on Bull TV. We appreciate everybody tuning in. This is Matt Canizaro for USBC alongside Rick Vogelsang, coach of Switzerland. And we'll be back with you this afternoon. Thanks again for tuning in, folks. That's the news for now. We'll see you on the lanes.